Oh, hey everybody. Kelly Swanson here. Good to see you. Or rather, not see you, as the case may be. Hold on. Bill, keep it down. I'm on a video call. Yes, it's important. No, I'm not wearing my pajamas. They're yoga pants. Yeah, I have 47 pairs of yoga pants. I wear them everywhere, except yoga. So, where were we? If you're here, then you've probably come to get to know me a little better. See what I'm all about. Maybe you're looking for my demo video. I tried to make a demo video, about 50 times to show you what I was all about, which might sound easy if I had just one speech, one story, one topic, one way that I give it. But oh my, asking me to do one thing's like asking Queen fans to pick one song to share with people who haven't heard the band. Just saying. And since no two of my shows, programs, workshops, whatever you want to call them, are the same, all customized, written to fit your event, well, that's doubly hard. Shoot, I even have a theater show now and a second one in the works. Where do I even start? Well, I guess I have to start back to when I was a little girl. Now, don't worry, it isn't a long story. But when I was a little girl, I used to run errands with my mother. We didn't have play dates back then. Our play dates were when you happened to see another kid in line at the grocery store. Woo. Anyway, so I used to run errands with her, and I remember that day. I don't remember what year it was or how old exactly, but I remember that day when my whole world sort of shifted a little bit, if you will. And I looked around and I noticed something. I noticed that all the other cars were shiny and ours was dull. I noticed that all the other little girls had pretty frilly dresses and mine was, well, tired looking. And come to think of it, I remembered that my friend had a pool in her backyard and my other friend didn't have to share a room with her sister like I did. And I remember that night at the dinner table, I crossed my arms and announced at just the right moment with great indignation that we were poor. And my father, without hesitating, said, "You're right. You are poor." He said, "You have nothing." He said, "Everything you own is because we've given it to you, loaned it to you. We can take it back." He said, "You have no way of buying your own things because you don't have a job." He said, "And if you had to pay us for everything you had, well, you'd be in debt, which would make you even below poor." He said, "Kelly, if you always look around at who has more, well, you're always going to come up short. You'll always be poor. If you always look around at who has less, well, you'll always come out ahead and you'll always be rich." He said, "But the very luckiest of those are those who've learned how to turn nothing into something." My father's words stuck with me my whole life. He was the first person who taught me that I had power over how I see the world, over the story that I write. And that is what I speak about, the power of story. Whether it's the story running through your head or the power of story to impact others and raise your level of influence and persuasion. Oh, hold on. I'm getting a call. Just a second. Bear with me. Hold on. Earl, I can't talk. I can't talk. I'm on a video call. Yes, I know I'm on a call with you, but I'm also on a video call. No, they can't see you, Earl. I can't even see you, Earl. Earl, these are important people here. They might book me to speak. Yes, Earl, they do pay me for that. It is a real job. Look, we can talk later. No, it's too late to get your story in. The Gazette's already gone out. Yes, I'll be sure to tell them. No, you'll have to email it to me. No, I don't have time to show you how email works. Just bring it over. No, not now. I'm on a video call. Later. I gotta go, Earl. Bye. Sorry. But you need to know, I guess, that I'm also editor of the Pride's Hollow Gazette. Everybody in all my audiences gets a copy. You can also get it online too. It's in a nice, colorful version in my newsletter. But anyway, why am I telling you all that? Well, because me being editor of the Pride's Hollow Gazette, that's my small town with the big heart where the people stay, the gossip travels. There are big things going on in our town. And Old Man Withers, I don't have time to tell you the whole story. Old Man Withers died and left all his money to our town on one condition, that we all do something brave, that we reinvent our lives. So there are a lot of their stories, and I'm sharing them with the world. And each one has something to teach us about living a story-driven life. Anyway, so on to my demo video. I have hundreds of video clips of me in action, telling stories, making you laugh, inspiring you, teaching you how to craft and tell stories that matter. Even my Pride's Hollow episodes and shorts, they're all over the place. Where do I even start? But I did dig up this one video where I did a showcase for a room full of people who wanted to book speakers. So, I don't know. I just have to hope that this will work, at least to get you started and give you a short idea of what I do, and I guess even more importantly, how I do it. And when you finish watching this video, if you feel like you want to get to know me better, I would love that. Come find me on my network. That's where all the cool people and friends of mine hang out to talk about story. It's called storyimpactnetwork.com. That's right, storyimpactnetwork.com. Go there. There's lots of free goodies. There's lots of cool people hanging out, and I'm there too. We can stay in touch. You can get your Pride's Hollow Gazette. You can just even find out what's going on in my world. And I'll get to find out what's going on in yours. All right, so here's to a sample of Kelly Swanson. Here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Kelly Swanson.
Look at all these people staring at you. They're waiting for you to say something that's going to change their lives. Probably shouldn't have had that third margarita. They're thinking, oh, motivational speaker. I thought she'd be skinnier. Yeah, so did I. According to last year's New Year's resolution, at this point, I was supposed to have lost 30 pounds and have buff arms. Instead, I'm pretty sure my muffin top just had twins. I guess I'll always struggle with my weight. Of course, my husband says when I say struggle, that implies I'm working at it. It's a shame he went missing. I'm struggling to find him. All these smart people in this room, thought leaders, they probably lay awake at night pondering the mysteries of the universe. I lay awake at night wondering what happens to their tattoos when big people lose weight. They're all like changing the world, doing such great things. All I can think about is my friend still waiting for me in the lobby? Her name's Chardonnay. She's a good friend. She was friends with my mama first. She's the reason I had kids. Everybody's wondering, well, say the right thing, do the right thing. All I can look at is, gosh, did I draw my eyebrows on straight this morning? Last week I was sleepy, woke up, drew one a good inch higher than the other. Had to walk around all day looking suspicious. Man, this is nerve-wracking. Being up here, it's like high school all over again. Pick me, and nobody ever picked me. High school, I remember that. I remember one of those members-only jackets, and the kind that actually said members only on it, not the Sears version that said we all belong. I wanted a Corvette with leopard print seat covers, remember that, and a coconut air freshener. And did I get it? No, I got my Uncle Cooter's hand-me-down Dodge Dart. Smelled like feet. Bumper was hanging off. It was held on by duct tape. Had a sticker on it that said, "Start a movement, eat a prune." What if this is like high school all over again? And they don't like me here any more than they liked me then? What if once more I'm the weird one in the room, doing things a different way? How am I going to stand up and stick out among all this competition in this crowded market? How am I going to get up here and do something more than just giving them 47 tips they could have learned on the internet without ever leaving their house in a day of information overload? How am I actually going to get their attention in a lasting way that changes their perspective? How am I going to get them to pick me? Come on, Kelly, pull it together. You're going to write a story that says you failed before you've even started. Is that how you're going to play this? Why don't you give yourself a little bit more credit? Because you know that in every success and every failure in your life, it started with a moment like this. A moment where you looked in the mirror and you got to make the choice into the story you were going to write about yourself, about your boss, about your brand, about your customer. And you know the story you write becomes the life that you live. And if you want to change your life, girl, you need to change that story. So you put your big girl panties on and you smile. Is that another hair growing out of my chin? I'll get another one, I can braid them. So come on, you smile. And you change your story. Because you got something to say. And it matters. So yeah, put those big girl panties on and smile, because this is going to be great to be here with you today. And I want to ask you a question. I want to ask you, what is that voice telling you when you look in the mirror? What is it telling your employees? What is the story you are writing about the people that you serve, about your brand? And even more important, why do you care? Because according to the latest Gallup poll, 70% of the people are disengaged in the workforce. And if it goes unchecked, they're calling for in the next 5 to 10 years for it to go up to 85%. That means while we're sitting here working, 85% of the people out there have checked out. That means they have quit. They just haven't left yet. People bring me in to connect and engage them to the passion and purpose for what they do. Not to make them happy, not to make them feel good, but to show them that they value and to change the corporate narrative. And I love my job. And they're not just disconnected on the inside. They're disconnected from people all around them. Employees don't trust leadership. Customers don't trust institutions. Consumers don't trust buyers. We don't have a leadership customer service team building problem. We have a trust problem, which means we have a connection problem. And I speak about how we can master the art of connection and create those remarkable experiences. I learned that, 20 years ago when I was appointed to be on a vision casting committee at my church. Okay, I wasn't appointed. They bribed me. We were to create a vision for growth. Good people, good hearts, dying church. Literally. When you got more funerals than baptisms, you got a problem. Hence the need for a vision casting committee. Because in all the years of their existence, this little church had done nothing to retract, attain, and engage new members. And they had done nothing to stay relevant in the community in which they served. In an economy that had completely shifted around them, they were playing in a new playground, the same old game. Hence the need for a new vision. So we sat there, 6 of us in a basement classroom, facing a problem that was bigger than we were. Creating the vision wasn't the problem, casting it was. We knew we couldn't get up there and just tell them what to do. These were our respected elders, a long history and emotional investment in this church. We knew we had to do more than that. We couldn't just tell them what to do or tell them what we had to sell. We had to get past the crossed arms. Because people don't want to be told what to do. We had to go from manipulating to motivating, from communicating to connecting, from telling them what to do to actually making them want to do it. And if you think about it, every single one of us in this room is in that same position. We're selling something In every job, in every platform, no matter what our industry, we are all storytellers of our brand. We are all in the business of persuasion. And so how do we go from telling people what they need to do to making them actually want to do it? If we're all salespeople, the cardinal rule of sales is that people buy from people they like, trust, believe, and feel like they know. That's not about intellect, it's about emotion. That's not about your data, it's how you wrap it. That's not just about what you do with your customers or your team or your market. It's about the emotional experience that you create. You need a Trojan horse. It's what we learned on our vision casting committee. I don't have time to go into the whole story. You know it already. Remember the Greeks and the Trojans, they were fighting in that battle, and the Greeks were waving around their swords, and they're fighting by brawn, and they're losing. So they're like, you know what? We need to use our brains instead. So we're going to send in that present. Remember that present, that big old wooden horse up on wheels? They send it rolling on in there, and you know what's inside that horse? Bunch of soldiers. They pop out in the battle, win the war. And why am I telling you all this? Because the term has forever become known as a strategy, a Trojan horse, to get into your opponent's safe place. Story, as we learned in that little vision casting committee, is your Trojan horse. I have spent my life studying it. How do we create those connections, even when you don't have time to tell a story? How do we get everybody to buy in? And if you want to find out what happened in that little old church that forever changed their direction and changed the course of my life and career, then I would be happy to finish the story. But if you don't mind, for now, I gotta go. I got a friend waiting for me in the lobby.